So tonight, a battle of epic proportions, a dual showdown review between two brothers. So we have the Dark Horse and the Running R'Oud Elements with its beautiful, sexy notes of oud, amber, lavender, orange bitters, and then its lighter bottled younger brother, Santalum Slivers, with top of bergamot, lemon orange, some rose and cucumber in the mid, and then awesome base of sandalwood, cedar, musk, and vetiver. Which will come out victorious from the house of Kerosene? Stay tuned to find out. So, this one's my favorite, Into Showdown. I really like it. I love this one. I think it's my favorite in the line, although that Whips and Roses is one of the most authentic rose fragrances that I have come across. It's incredible. This one is great, though. Absolutely love it. Bottle design is killer. So you've got Santalum Slivers by Kerosene, like a copper plate on the front, and the paint is different than in the previous bottles, whereas with the R'Oud it's a smooth glossy finish. With this one there's some roughness to the paint, which gives texture to the bottle. You can feel it, and it is quality. You can feel the layers of paint on this thing. It's a quality presentation. It's just beautiful. The copper plate, I think, is awesome. And I don't know, John can probably tell you, but with age, I'm wondering if this will get a patina to it, like a greenish color, because that would be killer. A plus, A plus. The copper stamping in the plate makes it look like it was hand done, which it was. By John. So when you first spray it right off the bat, excellent sprayer, by the way, it comes out beast. You get the top, you get a lemony fresh top. There's some lemon, some orange, grapefruit notes, so it almost reminds you of like that Italian feeling that you would get with some of the, like the Xerjoff Casamarettis, meaning like that traditional Italian citrus opening. But then it changes, and that dies away, which is cool. And I've got the dry down on my other wrist. There's a very light rose to this, so it's not like Whips and Roses. But more or less, when it dries down, some of that pepper starts to come into play a little bit, and then you get like the more of like the fresh notes. According to John, I guess the top is bergamot, Italian lemon, orange, and grapefruit. The heart, rose, cucumber, pepper, and hay, and then the base, cedar, vetiver, musk, and sandalwood. I don't get a lot of the rose, it's very light, but some of that peppery accord starts to come into play a little bit, and then when it dries down, you get a kind of a musky combination cedar sandalwood type base. And I am a huge sandalwood addict anyway, so I love that scent. And the interesting thing about the sandalwood tree is it's one of the few that actually retains its aroma for years, even after it's cut down. So I think that's just kind of like a cool aside about sandalwood. But I'm crazy about sandalwood, and I have a lot of different fragrances that have sandalwood in them, and this one is right up there with some of the best. I get the vetiver also, which is nice. I love the freshness that the vetiver brings in combination with that kind of the cedary sandalwood accord. The opening is killer because it's a contrast. That citrusy smell is a contrast to the wood that follows. So you're not really expecting the wood to peek out once you get that citrus, but it's there, and that's the way it dries down. And that's what I think is so cool about his house, is the fact that what you smell initially completely changes from what comes later. And I found that over and over again with his fragrances. The Whips and Roses, for instance, you get that rose scent at the beginning that could be almost a little bit feminine, but then when it dries down, it's a straight unisex, perfectly wearable by a man also, I think. And it's like this one, starting with a citrus, but then drying down into a woody base. It's really spectacular. I think it would be good year-round. The projection for me, that was the only thing. It gave me about 4 hours, but according to John, he's tweaking the formula now before the official release. So there should be no issues whatsoever with projection on it either. And with this one, just gorgeous. I love the base and that citric top. So this one, year-round, I would say. Not cloying at all. I do, like this morning, I did one on each wrist, one on the chest, and one on the back of the neck. And the temperature today was 78, and I had no issues with it whatsoever. I think it would be perfect for work or casual, either one. So here we go with this one now. It's got some R'Oud Elements. This was the first that he came out with. It's got some oud, some sandalwood, amber, vanilla, lavender, iris, and orange bitters. And with this one, oud is a tricky beast because it can smell so many different ways. It depends on the source, where it's from, first of all, and what it's blended with. You can get animalic from it, you can get fresh from it, you can get almost gourmand from it. It just depends on how it's blended and how it's used. And with this one, it's blended beautifully. There are notes of sandalwood in this, I believe, and amber, and vanilla. And there's a little bit of orange in this too, orange bitter note. And it's blended in such a way that the oud isn't overpowering at all. It gives it just enough of a bite to be sexy and a little bit dangerous smelling at the same time. Beautiful play on the amber. As I've said before in my videos, I'm not a huge amber person, so I can't do a lot of it. But the way John has this mixed in with the vanilla and the sandalwood plays perfectly. This one, I think, for the right person, it could be year-round. The projection and longevity are excellent. I get about 8 hours on it. But I think more like cooler weather scent, probably early spring, cool spring, fall and winter. Although for like a summer evening out, I think it would be sexy as hell. Again, awesome presentation on the bottle. He's got the little tie at the top with the ribbon. Again, the cool ass brass plate on both of them. This one has the cord at the top. I love them both. They look awesome in my collection. Just totally handmade and killer. So I'm new to the reviewing game and new to doing videos, but I'm not new to fragrances. I'm old. So I've had a lot of experience at sniffing different things, and I would tell you that these are major players in the niche market. They are right there with some of the best, and I think they're absolutely fantastic for somebody that's doing these as a first effort, and just getting his feet wet in the game. I couldn't be more impressed. So definitely check out his scents. I know that they are available at Min. They are killer. So these are the two that we're talking about tonight. I have sniffed the whole line. I love Creature. I think it's awesome. Very different scent. There is one for every situation, for every mood, and for every occasion. So if you do the bespoke collection at Min, check out all of them and see what you think. But definitely somebody to keep an eye on. So props to you, John. Excellent job. Have a good night.